So this sixth movement brings one more time the idea of two sequences in a row within the same sequence of movements. So this time becomes in Shirohagai or Shiroguri, as some say, like this. And then we have some tricks in order to keep our balance and to not make it easy for him to unbalance us. So there are three main tricks, three main inner movements within our own body we could do that will turn our center of gravity for us and against him. So first thing we should do is be able to feel something which is not visible in some particular time. So if he's here, we obviously cannot see him, although we could try to hear him, but we should try to practice three tricks which give us the condition to first. As soon as we feel this touch, as soon as our peripheral vision sees something which is usually blur coming from this angle, we bend our knees and our toes, they do like this. They try to root us, they try to make us more stable and more grounded. So this is the first thing that happens. When you practice it, you will feel that naturally you have a contraction in this part. This part here. So you are here, and when you do this, automatically this and this is these muscles, they get contracted, and they help you, they assist you, making you more stable, more balanced. So this is the first thing which our body should do automatically. So second thing is, see, he has this pressure area around my chest and my arms. And if I take my balance in a shizen posture, in a natural posture, a shizen, we'll have this. And so our center of mass is more or less in this part of our body. And as we have symmetrical parts in our body, it will be also more or less in the center of our head, of our space, of our volume here, of the volume of our body. So here we are. So if he puts his pressure in this area, in this high, you'll notice that because he's rooted, because he's stable here, we'll have this angle of force which will make us turn, will make us rotate like this, You see, it's not a straight pressure. It makes a circle. It tries to bend us. So for us to stand, for us to maintain our stable position here, we should add these. We should add these light angle in the base of our hips, of our spine, like this. So he tries to do this with us, and for us to compensate for that, we'll do like this. It's a slight movement. So if someone does not know, or if someone has not studied, it might, and if you have a clean movement, just the amount of movement that you need to compensate for his pressure, it might not be that easy to be seen. So let's review. First is toes and knees. Second is this angle. And third is, we have now the in part of our body more stable and more up to what he's doing. Now, if he managed to close this entire volume here, if he can contract both his hands strongly, tightly, and his forearms and arms, and his chest, and his scapulas, he will have a great pressure here. He'll have a sense of a leverage, a very powerful leverage here. And so for us not to get tied here, we'll do as soon as we feel, as soon as we see, peripherally like this, and as soon as we feel his touch, this. So if we take a close look here, it's this. Olha só, aqui vejam só. This. Your scapulas, you try to set apart like this. Do not try. A common mistake here is to try to use your shoulder, these muscles here, However, if you try to do this, you'll notice that you can't use these muscles here, and because you see, you don't have the power of any lever here. You can't use any kind of leverage here, so it gets difficult, and you'll get tired eventually. So what you should do is use this part first. You should use this and this from your spine outward, like this. So when these three movements, these three adjustments come in the same time, he'll find much more difficult for him to keep it straight, to keep it tough. So as soon as we did this, we open our legs a bit, more or less following our shoulders. And now, with this hand, with our left hand, we grab his right arm like this. And so now we are very tight to him. And now we get lower like this, and this arm gets here. One more time. Let's see. Where is the lead? 1, 2, 3. In the same movement. Now, once you are stable, you are facing your original point, your original aim. You get in close here, locked here, and you have these angles. You lower, and you must be aware that one of a checkpoint you could have here after being stable is once you're here, your hips must be lower than his hips. This is a gold checkpoint you should have, because if you are above his hips, eventually this will happen, and you won't be able to keep your technique. So now, with your back straight, if you're looking there, you do this in just one movement. Okay, so this is the first half of the movement of the sequence. So he stands up. And now let's go to the second part of our movement. For this half of our movement, he stands up and he comes one more time with a mawashikiri. So here we have to avoid his kick, and there are several ways, several types of sabaki we could use for not getting hit and entering into his mai, into his guard. Now, we should notice that the most important thing is to keep your body protected. So, for this, when he comes, this left arm, because he protects us like this, or shuto in our palm outward, and we should always try to use the points of our body. Points, 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 as we have seen in the previous movements. So for this sequence, what to do is, we'll try to enter very tight in this empty space. In this empty space we have here. Because if you start to think and to analyze what's the danger of this kind of giri, of attack, you'll see that, okay, if you take this cross, for instance, when it comes, if we divide in the most simple way we can the volume around him, you'll see that we have this half and this half, as if it was a sphere, we could think. So when it comes to kick, all this volume, it's hot, it's red, it's dangerous.